Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then hi, my name is Revati. I'm a YouTuber and also I'm a dentist, and currently I'm in the US pursuing my master. So if you want to follow my journey like of an Indian student in the US, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because you're gonna see my whole journey, how an Indian student survives in the US and how she's doing her master. All about my journey basically you'll get to see on my YouTube channel. So don't forget to hit the red colored subscribe button. And as you know, there's a whole lot of procedure required to go to the US. So this video is in association with that. I am going to share with you the statement of purpose that I wrote and SOP basically. I'm going to talk about that in this whole video. And since you guys know there's this moving series going on my channel, so welcome to the next and welcome to another episode of my moving series. And I hope this video turns out to be helpful. So without any further ado, finally let's just get right away into the video. So guys, to do your masters or for that matter even bachelors in US or in India, anywhere basically, you need a bunch of documents to submit your application, right? So out of these documents, SOP is one such document that you need to submit to apply for your master's degree or to submit your application process. SOP is a must. So I'm going to be talking about this in this video. I'm going to be talking only about SOP, and there are many other documents as well which you need to submit for your application process. And if you want to know which are all of those documents that you need to apply for your application process, then I'm going to be talking about it in another separate video. I'll be adding it here. Here's the thumbnail and everything, so don't forget to check it out. You'll come to know literally everything, okay? If not the thumbnail, then I will add the link of it in the description box down below. I have mentioned in it literally all the documents that you'll be requiring. So any doubts related to the whole admission process, you know now where to go. I'm sure if you're applying for masters, then you already know all the amount of documents that you're going to be needing. But in case you don't, then I am here. Don't worry. You can go and check out that video. So now let's talk about SOP. So SOP's full form, as I've already mentioned, is statement of purpose. Okay, now let me tell you one thing. I cannot stress over the point that how important as like the SOP plays in your application process. If you have done research already, then you will definitely know. But see, SOP is the soul of your application process. Like reading your SOP is gonna make them help decide whether to accept or reject your application process. That is exactly how much important this SOP is. So now let me tell you, if you think you're going to copy paste from the internet and submit your statement of purpose, then trust me, you don't want to do that, especially when you're applying for masters or for bachelors in the US. US is like it's not like India. You cannot just do anything and you'll not be spared. They will come to know if you've done something like that, and then your application will obviously get rejected and you might also be blacklisted. So you don't want to do that, right? Because see, if you do anything from the internet, they will come to know. Your statement of purpose should be with your personal touch. It should be about you and from you and completely only and only written by you. And you can obviously take help as to what to add, what not to add, but you cannot completely copy paste from the internet or from somebody else's SOP and then give it away. You cannot do that. Now I'm gonna read out my SOP, but that doesn't mean you write whatever I say, you write it down and you give it and submit it as your SOP, because if they find out, which they will definitely, then it would be very, very bad for you. Trust me, you don't want to do that. You don't want to ruin your reputation and you don't want to lose the chance of getting a application from the university. Like, you get it, right? It is really important not to do a fraud like this especially. So please guys, write your SOP on your own. You can take help, but you cannot completely do something of somebody else's or copy somebody else's. I'm again telling it, again and again telling it, because it is really important. It's not a joke, and if you're applying, you would know that कि ये मजाक नहीं है. So yeah, so guys, I'm sorry if you hear some disturbance in the background, like a voice or noise or whatever, so please excuse me for that. So to write your SOP, some people take weeks, some people take days, and some people can take as long as they want, because that is exactly how much important SOP is. So I took only 2 days, but even on those 2 days, literally my anxiety got triggered because it was so frustrating. And yeah, and my counselor was just sitting on my head to write and telling me to just write it as quickly as I can, because we were in a hurry since I started my application process very late. Actually, I started last minute. That's why I had to do everything in a rush, and it was very I don't know, it was very triggering for my anxiety. So that's all I'll say. So I took 2 days of whole research. I did whole research related to my universities, related to everything. And finally, I managed to write a SOP, and oh my god, it was really crazy writing that SOP, because you have to not just write anything. It's not an essay. It is an essay, kind of an essay, but you have to write facts. You have to write the truth, you have to write facts, and you have to put your soul in it, so that the people who read it will want to accept your application. So that is why it's very important. So now I'm going to read my application, I mean my SOP, for you guys, so that now you will know what this SOP whole thing is. So now when I read it, you'll know how to write your SOP, or at least you'll have a brief idea. So in the first paragraph, let me tell you, first you have to, in the first paragraph, explain about like why do you want to do masters, is what you should write in your first paragraph. And this whole SOP should consist about 1000 to 1500 kind of words, basically. One whole, not one to two pages you should write, but maximum, like, write as much as you can, that's all I'll say, but not much. I mean, don't write it as if don't write it for 10 pages or 5 pages, nothing like that. Just maximum 2 sides of a page, write that much, that's all I'll say. Like, I guess I'll put the exact amount of words, how much you need to, here somewhere, so don't worry, the exact amount of words that you have to write, the range basically. So in the first paragraph, as I told, you have to write why you want to do masters. Then in the second and third paragraph, you should write 2 paragraphs related to how the idea of doing masters came to your head, like how it, how this whole idea of doing masters in US came to your head, and all of that related. First is why you want to do masters, and second and third paragraph is how the idea of doing it came in your head. Okay, why you have to write your purpose of life and all of that. And in your second and third paragraph, how the idea came, and how from the past UG, if you're applying for masters, how from UG, what happened in your UG that inspired you to do your masters. So in the fourth paragraph, you have to say how masters will help you, and what your main long-term goal, how doing masters will help you in your long-term goal. That is all you have to write in your fourth paragraph. If you can't understand मैं क्या बोल रही हूँ, then what I'm saying, I'm going to read it out so that you'll understand what I'm saying. But first, let me just tell you. Now in the fifth paragraph, you have to write why you want to do from that only university. Now SOP, if you obviously are submitting an application process to 5 to 10 colleges, you shouldn't, इतना नहीं ज़रूरत इतने colleges को, but suppose if you're applying, तो ये पूरे SOP हर college के लिए same रहेगा, बस वो जो 5th वाला paragraph रहेगा ना, वो अलग अलग हर college के लिए अलग अलग रखना. So in that 5th paragraph, you have to write about the university and also about the concentration, okay? And in the last paragraph, you have to say, after completing your masters, what is your goal and what are you going to do, and how is doing from that university going to help you, okay? So now I actually wrote a SOP for Adelphi University, which is in New York. So I will tell you guys, हर SOP मैंने actually जितने भी colleges के लिए डाला, मैंने सिर्फ वो एक paragraph ही मेरी counselor ने बोला था change करने के लिए. And if you do research, आपको भी वही बोलेंगे, तो डोंट वरी अबाउट दैट, इतना कुछ नहीं है. तो जो वो एक पैराग्राफ है, वो सिर्फ आप रिसर्च बार बार करने का, जो भी कॉलेज से आपको करने का है, एंड चेंज करें. बाकी एसओपी सारे कॉलेजेस के लिए सेम रहेगा. एंड नाउ यू विल नो व्हाई. सो द फर्स्ट पैराग्राफ नाउ आई एम गोइंग टू रीड हियर केयरफुली. Growing up, I've always had one thing on my mind. I've always had the urge to give back to the society. I felt a sense of responsibility towards the society even when I was too young to understand it. I come from a developing country where people lack basics such as health, education, food, etc. Our government is trying their best to improve our healthcare and education system. The main motive of pursuing masters in public health is to fulfill my urge of giving back to the society while doing the best I can. It would be my honor in contributing towards the public health sector. So if I don't know if I've mentioned, I'm going to be doing my masters in public health. So in regards to that only, I've written my first paragraph. Like, I'm right here. This is actually true. Ever since I was growing up, I've always wanted to do something for the society. So that is my personal touch that I added here and wrote something not out of somewhere. I wrote it from my heart. So this is the first paragraph wherein I'm writing that why I want to do masters in public health. Okay. Now, second and third paragraph, let's read that. So, in my second paragraph, during my course as a dentist in India, we have had to study various branches of dentistry. Among 8 of such concentrations, study of public health dentistry was one of them. In public health dentistry, we learned about biostatistics, epidemiology, nutrition and public health, behavioral sciences, etc., along with dental health for the country as a whole. We used to organize camps for underprivileged people of the society. I would always be the first one to volunteer in organizing dental camps. I used to lead our posting batch. It would always be a fun-filled and learning experience organizing these camps alongside my friends. We would organize free dental checkups in the rural areas that were totally isolated and were unheard of. Our college was very far from all these areas, but we took it to make it a point to reach as many as such isolated countryside areas as we could. Just doing this gave me a sense of fulfillment. Just that small act in this vast world made me feel like I was making a difference. I would often go back and grab every opportunity I could to organize such camps. The smiles on their faces made it all worth the while. This was my second paragraph. Now, continuing the third paragraph. When the pandemic hit, like all, I was in shock too. I, being a dentist, had to sit at home while other doctors were serving and helping people. I felt very helpless that I couldn't do anything for the people. All I could think was how I could too contribute and help people in times like these. I was scared too, but I didn't want to be a coward and sit at home and do nothing. Eventually, I did work in a COVID jumbo center and also conducted a camp. Till date, that has been the best thing I've ever done. I saw the patients and their sufferings, and that was when I knew I had to do something that didn't just include dental health. I wanted to do more, and that's when I finally decided to pursue Masters in Public Health. Doing this program will make me efficient in my goal of serving the public and also learning about preventions to be taken for certain medical conditions. So in first paragraph I just briefly mentioned why I wanted to do, but in second and third paragraph I'm like giving them a whole backstory of how the idea of doing masters in public health rose and came into my mind. Now let's come to the fourth paragraph. I understand after I finish my master's program I will be well equipped and trained that can make a bigger impact on health. I look forward to sharing a classroom that will have students from all around the globe, and I will get to learn from all these talented people coming from different backgrounds and their take on public health, and thus broadening the spectrum of gaining knowledge. Where I come from, public health is considered a luxury and not a necessity. I believe every individual, irrespective of their social status, should be accessible to health related information, and I hope to be a part of that change. So in the fourth paragraph, I'm just basically explaining how doing masters is going to benefit me. That's all. Now the fifth paragraph, wherein I talk about the university and the concentration. Fifth paragraph and the second last paragraph. My healthcare background has given me the opportunity to transfer the shift of my career from disease treatment to increasing awareness of disease prevention. With an increasing life expectancy and an uncertain national healthcare budget, prevention of poor health from preventable diseases has never been more crucial. I'm particularly interested in studying at the Adelphi University is because I align with your vision of promoting health equity, especially among the vulnerable and undeserved populations on both a global and local scale. I'm too aiming for the same, hence I would like to get my master's from Adelphi University. So I'm telling them that how my goal aligns with their goal, and that's why I want to do it from their university. So I did a research on their university, and on their university's page I found out this, and that is how I wrote it. So you just have to do the research of your university and read from the official page, and you'll come to know what you should write about and how it connects with you. So now this is the summary and the last paragraph. So completing my masters in public health will be my first step in that direction, and I would love to do it in Adelphi University because I am confident that the Adelphi University's program will help me acquire the knowledge and the skills for evaluating health status, designing solutions, and eventually complete prevention of health related issues. I look forward to the discussion oriented learning that I will be doing at the Adelphi University. As an Indian dentist who has studied the subject of public health dentistry, I genuinely believe that I will be a good fit at the Adelphi University, and that completing my masters in public health is the ideal next step on my career path. I ensure you that as a part of your program, it will be my constant endeavor to enhance the reputation of your institute through my consistent efforts. I promise to deliver the best that a student can give. So this is how I ended my SOP, and well, I did receive my acceptance, so it was pretty much good, my SOP. So that is all you need to do and all you need to write. It is not as much as you think as it is, like the toughness. It is not, trust me. Just need to write it from your heart, and yeah, that is it. It'll be good. So guys, that is it for my video. I hope this was helpful, and I hope now you know what you need to write in a SOP and everything related to SOP. I hope all your doubts are solved, and if still there are some doubts left, you can definitely comment down below and I will love to answer them. So don't forget to comment down and let me know what are your thoughts on this video and what all questions. If you have any questions, then let me know in the comment section down below. I will be happy to help you guys out, because yeah, I know how important it is and how many doubts I had while doing all of this. So don't forget to comment down below, and don't forget to hit the red colored subscribe button. If you still haven't hit the red colored subscribe button, go and hit it now, and I'll see you in my next video, which will probably be tomorrow. Until then, stay safe, take care, bye bye.